Hi, I'm Greg Hunter, and this is the weekly news wrap-up for Friday, the 21st of October, 2011. Well, the big headline this week, Gaddafi is dead. There have been reports where he came out with his hands up saying, "Don't shoot," and they shot him anyway. They executed him. I wonder if NATO really wanted him dead, or if they wanted to try him in some sort of criminal court. Do you think if they did try Gaddafi that he may embarrass the West and reveal things they didn't want revealed? We did bail out Libya after in the wake of the financial crisis with numerous loans to support their banks. They are sitting on a big oil reserve. There were backroom deals with the UK. Do you think maybe if he's dead, he wouldn't be able to expose any of that? Oh, and yes, do you think that he might shed some light on the fact that the U.S. and NATO supported Al Qaeda and the Muslim Brotherhood to overthrow him? I mean, what happened to the days if you're not with us, you're against us, and unless we can use you to overthrow a dictator that's sitting on a big pile of oil? All that to say this. The president said that the dark shadow of tyranny has been lifted. Oh, really? And I say, did we give Al Qaeda, did we give the Muslim Brotherhood their own country? Is the dark shadow of one tyrant going to be overshadowed by the tyranny of Al Qaeda? We shall see. European debt crisis still going on. 1 minute we hear there's a $600 billion fund, then a $2.7 trillion fund, actually 200 billion euros, 2 trillion euros, that's $2.7 trillion. And then now we hear that France and Germany are at loggerheads, and here's what I think's going on. I think they're going to have bank failures, and they're still going to print lots of money just to bail out the winners. Just to pick winners. There's going to be some banks that they're just not going to be able to save. And, we had a big debt downgrade in Spain, and now the rating agencies are threatening to downgrade France. Nicolas Sarkozy is freaking out. He's pushing for them printing money. Well, of course he is, because France has some very big banks with some very big solvency issues. They're supposed to meet this weekend and kind of hammer out a plan. We shall see. The G20 is meeting at the beginning of November, and this is a big mess. Everybody is thinking that, they'll come up with a plan and everything will be okay, and the U.S. won't be affected. We don't have any kind of a counterparty risk, do we, with credit default swaps and the trillions? Oh, of course not. This is going to be resolved with lots of money printing and lots of big banks and some not so big banks going under. Not just in Europe, for sure in Europe, but I predict also in the U.S. Speaking of big banks, have you heard that the Bank of America and J.P. Morgan Chase have transferred their black hole, black vortex of derivatives? Bank of America, $75 trillion with Merrill Lynch, and J.P. Morgan Chase, $79 trillion. The two together have $150 trillion in notional derivative risks. Okay, I know the experts are going to say, well, because of bilateral netting, this backs up this, and this ensures that, and by the time you get done with all the backup and all the contracts, well, really isn't that much exposure. Oh, really? You think they perfectly hedged $150 trillion in derivatives? You see how well bilateral netting worked with AIG? Poof. The government had to go in and bail them out, and J.P. Morgan Chase and all the other big banks, but all have gone under without the government stepping in. And now they're transferring this risk to the FDIC and to the taxpayers. Taxpayers screwed again. And this is the reason why Occupy Wall Street has taken hold. Yes, I understand the unions are involved, communists are involved, the Nazis are involved. I think they're all trying to hijack this movement, just like the Tea Party was hijacked by the Republicans. But what I think this is a lot of people on Occupy Wall Street, the acronym OWF. I think this is a lot of young people have woken up, and the acronym might as well say, "Oh, we're screwed." OWS, oh, we're screwed, Occupy Wall Street. That's what this really is. And this would not have taken hold had we taken the banks to receivership. I said that a couple of years ago. We should have taken these people to receivership. We should have just protected depositors. It would have been $6 trillion. What happened? The Fed pumped out $16 trillion, saving the world, including foreign banks and domestic banks and foreign companies, domestic companies. And what do we have? We still have a multi-trillion-dollar problem. And we have the bankers who created the mess, who did, lame brain things, and I think criminal activity, organized crime, completely unprosecuted, and you wonder why people are down complaining about Wall Street? Oh, we're screwed! Yes, this is why Occupy Wall Street had a live birth, and this is why it's going to continue to grow. That's the way I see it. I'm Greg Hunter. Thank you for supporting USAWatchdog.com.